All right, I guess we will get started here. Um, so we are the International Students Ambassadors. My name is Vincent, and I'm joined here by Vlada. Um, so firstly, I wanted to talk about a little bit about ourselves, just introduce ourselves, and then we'll move on and talk a little bit about the International Student Ambassadors. My name is Vincent. I'm from Chicago. I'm from the US. I am a business administration student, and I chose UT because I had visited Tartu previously, and I really, really liked the city. I really fell in love with Estonia, and Tartu and the university itself just seemed like a really great fit for me. And for business, I really just liked following. It seems like a good learning style for me, and it really wanted to open up career paths for myself. Vlada, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name is Vlada. I'm from Uzbekistan, and my program is a program called European Languages and Cultures. And the main reason is basically for my choice is because my bachelor program was about philology. So I was thinking that it would be logical to continue my academic path in this direction. And then I checked several universities, and I was pretty happy with the offers that the University of Tartu has. So if your passion is about linguistics, literature, and philology, you should check this program out.
All right. So the International Student Ambassadors, we're a team of 14 international students, and our job is to give information to prospective students, help people adjust to their time in Tartu, give them information that's useful for international students first coming here. Um, and I think we put like a nice little pretty picture on it, and it's I think we do a lot of good things here at the university, and we get like to get involved in a lot of events, including city tours, introducing prospective students. Um, and we also have a lot of fun. So we're not just students, we're ambassadors, and we also do our own programs. So we have students from IT law, software engineering, business administration, science, and we're definitely an international group. We're from all over the world, from Nigeria to the US to Sri Lanka. We're all over the place. One of the things the ambassadors do is we blog our experiences in Estonia, and we put out blogs to hopefully help the readers get more in-depth information about how to do things in Estonia, where to go, what to do. Um, but here's some of our blogs here you can see on the right. We write about different topics, being our programs, learning Estonia, uh, and different fun things you can go do. And we try to be very informative. And we release a blog every week, and we you should go check them out at ut.e/isa/blog.
So here you can see the platforms on which you have an opportunity to directly talk to us or other students. There you can ask about, well, life in Estonia, about the requirements. I found out about the university life. I read the news, the interviews of alumni or other students, and just find information about upcoming events such as this one, this virtual day. So you can choose the Facebook or Telegram or even both, depending on the language. Yeah, we can move on. So I'm a part of events team. So we basically create our own events or participate in university events and help to carry them out. As you can see on this slide, we try to combine fun and academy together. So orientation days, city tours, and Tartu student days are about introducing Tartu and university via games and quizzes, while Q&A, info sessions, and open doors are more about promotional events where you can ask different questions and get to know university life better. Yeah. So you can see the examples of our videos. So our video team makes own videos about us, about university, and they also try to combine fun and academy and promotion. So you definitely have to check them out on Instagram, because we recently got so many views. We are really proud of them, and they truly represent what it's like to be in Tartu. So let's cover the questions that we often receive in our emails. So the first ones are about accommodation, for example. So basically, there's a service called Tartu Student Village, which gives priority to Tartu University students. And if you type it on Google, you see a link which provides another link to a Kila system. It's a system where you can leave your request for the dorm. Also, there you can find about the terms and conditions, the prices, time periods for application. And if you do it properly, in time, according to this application process, you have really high chances to get an offer from one of our dorms. So regarding life there, I can say it's really nice, because firstly, all these dorms are in the center, so it usually doesn't take very long to reach the buildings, the city center, or the main square where all necessary places are usually located. There are also only two people in the room, so it's not really crowded, and it's really possible to get a single room. So I can see overall the life there is pretty nice and comfortable and quiet.
Yeah, I might also add, if you're not looking to find a place in the dorm, if you're looking to find accommodation out in the city, um, you can find different websites. They're like kv.ee. I know that there's a couple more, and also Facebook pages. You're probably able to find an accommodation or a subletted room pretty easily. But my recommendation for any prospective students is to start looking as soon as you know for sure that you're coming to Tartu. Start looking as soon as you can, if you're not planning to be in the dorms, because sometimes it is a little bit more difficult to find a spot in an apartment that might be close to your building. But generally, everything in Tartu is pretty close together, and the public transportation is really good. So wherever you are in the city, you're probably going to be able to get to your building and classes pretty darn easy. Uh, our next frequently asked question is what is the workload like for your studies? So for me personally, I would have classes maybe 3 to 4 days a week, and that would be spanning from 8 in the morning to maybe 2 in the afternoon. For me, the workload was pretty manageable. I don't think I was being asked way too much of myself. But I know that some of the more difficult programs might have a higher workload, and I know it tends to differ program to program. So if you do have a specific question about your specific field that you're going to study in, then you are able to reach out to an international student ambassador if you need to personally, or ask somebody that's from the program as well. So next, what is Estonia like? We both live here, and Estonia is pretty great. I really like it. there's a lot to do in a lot of the small towns. You can go around. It's very easy to get around. Um, the weather is definitely cold right now, but it's great living in Tartu because it's definitely a student city. There's plenty to do. There's always an event that is involving students. And with Tartu 2024 coming up this next year, it's probably the best time to come to Tartu and have a good time with a lot of events and many things to do.
About the typical day of students of university, I pretty much agree with Vincent, and I would repeat my words about the dorms. That life in general here is pretty nice and comfortable, and you can get yourself busy with activities depending on your interests, but your workload is definitely depending on the level. I mean, the bachelor and the masters are different, and depending on the program. But overall, I would say it's about the balance. You can perfectly balance your work and study uh, life. So you're definitely gonna have time to explore city, explore the country, or even the neighborhood countries, and still have time to manage your studies or even find an internship or a work. So I would say it's pretty balanced. Yeah, everything is settled in this way that you still have time to for everything that you basically need to devote your time to.
The next one we get a lot is, would you recommend learning the Estonian language? This is kind of a tricky one. I would definitely recommend learning Estonian, but do you need to learn Estonian during your time here? Well, probably not. I think most people do speak English. It is very common, and most things are in Estonian and English. Um, I would recommend learning the Estonian language. I think being here it makes your social interactions a lot easier, and people will be really impressed with you if you do learn Estonian. I think it's also a little bit of a courtesy of learning the local language, and it is really rewarding seeing the locals kind of brighten up when you whip out your your Estonian. But in terms of needing to learn it, probably not. But my recommendation would be definitely go ahead and take that first class at the University of Tartu just for your basic A1 Estonian, because it is very rewarding. And even just knowing those little words will help you up. Just knowing the colors, just knowing the numbers will just help you a lot in situations and leave you a little less confused.
I would like to add that if you make this decision to start learning it or not, there are definitely the free courses in the University of Estonian language and that you can take. But you have to also mind if you're gonna stay in Estonia, for example, after your studies, or if you consider starting a career, then yes, I would say I would recommend learning Estonian because it's pretty much difficult language. But if we talk about just daily life, uh, it's definitely possible to survive based on English only. But if you have some long-lasting plans to stay, to start a career or business, then yes, we would say that we definitely recommend it.
And our last one, how to balance work and study. I know a lot of students that are working and study at the same time, and I know there's a lot of hybrid opportunities in terms of working. And even in my experience, the employers have been very lenient in terms of, giving you a few hours if you need to go to a class or attend something. I think that they're very understanding of your studies, and I don't think it's too big of an ask to work and study at the same time. I think it's definitely possible, and I've definitely seen people do it.
Well, to me, it's also a question of your mood, your mental state. And if you're in a good mood, in a good state, you're definitely gonna figure it out, the balance between work, study, and fun and travel. And we actually have a blog where we, the ambassadors, write articles about our life here, and there are a bunch of different articles how to basically stay happy, because well, we all understand it's new conditions, it's peculiar weather, and everything is new around. So if you manage how to stay in a good mood, you're definitely gonna find something interesting for you to balance your life, and not just have a burden of study, because there's definitely many things in Estonia, in Tartu, that you can do outside of your studies.
And that's gonna do it for us right now. If you do have any more questions, feel free to put them down in the chat and they will get answered. Or if you have a specific question, maybe a little bit longer form, you can send it to this email here, studentambassadors@ut.ee. Definitely go and check out our blogs, check out our Facebooks. And if you need any more information, you need to get in contact with us, the ut.ee/ISA. You can find all of us individually to ask questions about maybe our certain situations, or if you have anything else, you'll be able to find us. So thank you guys, and that'll be it for us.
Yeah, thank you guys. We hope you keep an eye on the forums and all the links that we provided here and on the site in general. So we hope to see you here, not probably just a student of University of Tartu, but probably one of us, the ambassadors team, next year.
All right, so we actually have some good questions in the chat. So we have a few minutes, so I'll come back on and we'll answer a few of these questions. So here's one from Tural, and he said, "Do you have any opportunities to go outside of Tartu in different cities?" Yeah, you definitely do. One of my favorite kind of routes to do is going to Tallinn, capital city, and then you can take a cool little ferry and go to Helsinki and then to Stockholm. And it's like a round trip cruise, and it's very fun. I've definitely had opportunities to go down to Riga, and also exploring Estonia. It's been really rewarding. It's really cheap to get around with the transportation, the trains, the buses. So if you really wanted to visit every city in Estonia, you probably could. You probably could.
Yeah, I would also add that the transportational and logistics are pretty nice. You can, from Tartu, you can reach all of the small cities around Estonia and the big places, like Vincent said, like Tallinn and Riga. And there's gonna be even flights soon from Tartu to Helsinki, for example. So yeah, logistics are pretty nice, and you can check the whole country out, since, as we already mentioned, um, you're definitely going to have time for this, so it won't be it won't disturb your studies. So if you really want to travel, so you can also again check our blogs out, because we still have some articles about the travel destinations in Estonia. So yeah, that's pretty possible.
So we had another question regarding finances, budget. Um, Maybe you might know a little bit more about this, Vlada. But what would you say is maybe the monthly budget for you living in the dorms?
Since the dorms is about 147 per month, you can start with that. So this price is fixed for all months. It doesn't depend on the season and all of this. So you can start from this. And yeah, it depends on your interests. Like if you have some specific needs, such as gym or something like that. But I would say that 300 overall, with 300, it's possible, it's pretty possible. If you just talk about the basic needs, yeah, I would say 300, 400 is pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree as well. We have another question here. It's from Peter, and it says, "How many times a week does student normally have to be physically present on campus, and what is the average class size?" So for me, I'd say most classes, I'd say maybe well, 3 out of every 4 classes kind of need you to be there in person. There's definitely classes that were completely virtual, or maybe the class might have taken a lecture would take place online every once in a while. But generally, going and being physically present in the class is normally required. So I say I was in class physically 3 days a week, and what's the average class size? My class size was about 20 or so, but I've met other students this year in the business administration program that their class has been as far up to as 40. Um, so what was your experience with that, Vlada?
Um, I would say the same, actually, about 3, 4 times per week, and about the class size about up to 20 people, even though we are in different programs. It's that, yeah, that's pretty much it. But sometimes you have courses outside of your program, and then you might have different classes, because it also depends on the level of popularity, let's say, of the course. But about the main courses that you're gonna have, the mandatory ones, I would say for me it's about up to 20 people. Yeah.
Yeah, we have another question from Pablo, and it says, "My priority is trying to get an internship or job to get some experience. How would you compare living in Tallinn versus Tartu? Are there many job opportunities in Tartu?" So actually, for me, finding an internship was actually pretty easy. The university sends out a newsletter every once in a while, and they put internship opportunities on there, and that's actually how I found my internship, and it was required for my degree to do an internship. Uh, But the problem was my internship was in Tallinn, so I did have to commute. And kind of going off your question, are there many job opportunities in Tartu? It is a bit more difficult to find. Um, I'd say like a desk job in Tartu. I think it's easier if you wanted to maybe just make some side money, deliver food and whatnot. That might be a little bit uh easier to do in Tartu, but there's definitely less jobs in Tartu than there are in Tallinn. Comparing life in Tallinn to Tartu, Tartu's a lot more slower, a lot more chill, a lot more slowed down. I really like Tartu because you don't feel rushed. There's not that big traffic jam everywhere. Um, and it's kind of cool because you kind of know everybody in the city just a little bit. It's not super small. There is a pretty large population, but when you've been around to all the different events, you start to recognize the faces of different students and other international students is definitely, and you kind of you do feel like more people.
I would say that you might face many kind of fairs uh, where you can find the offers for internships, and these fairs are divided into the programs, like there are fairs for humanities and all this stuff, and there are divided fairs for people from IT, for example, and they happen pretty much often, and you have an opportunity to come to the table and talk to people and get an opportunity to find an internship or even a job. So yeah, you just have to keep an eye on the new settlers, the sites. They often send the mails about the upcoming events. And about what Vincent said about Tartan and familiar faces, yeah, I would agree about that. And it's a peculiar feeling when you see the same faces, even though you don't know these people in person, but you might know the name, you might know where they live, and you can see them and encounter them in the city coffee shops. Because yeah, the city is, well, probably big enough, but since we're all students, we are all located in the same area, and we don't go often outside of this area, so it feels like a proper student town. So yeah, it's much more chill because Tallinn is more like divided in terms of student buildings, but in Tartu they all feel like located in the same area. Yeah.
Mhm. All right. Well, that this time it actually is time for us to go. Thank you everybody for your questions. If you have any more specific questions, you can reach out to us. Our emails will be on the ISA, the UT/ISA website, and you can find us there. And we'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have. So thank you very much.